Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Now, some of you might remember me. I put up a video last year talking about how I reverted to Islam, and I put up a couple of other videos that talked about kind of my transition and my journey into Islam and some of the things I was going through. To give you a bit of background, I wasn't religious before I became a Muslim. My family are not religious, and I really always knew deep down that I was a Muslim. I always knew that I was Islam, but I didn't really quite know how to get there. So before I start going into all of that, for the people that do remember me and do remember the videos that I put up, I decided that I was reverting to Islam, and then I took my Shahada, mashallah. But then it became so overwhelming that I literally, I didn't go mad, but I just could not deal with it. It was so much to remember, so much to take in. I was being told this, that. I was getting a lot of abuse on my videos, not from brothers and sisters, of course, but from white British people, mainly, that I could tell. I was also getting hate mail and abuse from old friends. I was unfortunately attacked in my local supermarket. Well, it's a centre, it's a shopping centre, in the toilets, verbally and mentally. It was getting very difficult for me. And at that time, because I was such a new Muslim, I didn't realise that this is Allah's way of testing the people that he loves and the people that he wills. Inshallah. But I just kind of couldn't deal with it. And it wasn't that I left Allah or anything. It was just that I couldn't deal with it. And so I kind of went off and I secluded myself, and I didn't go to the centre where I go and pray normally and things. And I just couldn't deal. And these are the things that, as a revert, you are not told, really. You're not told. And I felt alone and I felt sad. And some of the sisters did keep messaging me and did keep trying to get to me, and I just blocked them on WhatsApp and everything because I just couldn't deal. I could not deal. And that's the truth of the matter. So I just kind of went on doing my own thing. I was afraid to wear my hijab. I was afraid to go out with my son in hijab in case someone attacked me or abused me. And then, because when I first became a Muslim, I had a sign, and I'm not going to go into that one now. I'll go into that on a next video because it's really lengthy. But what happened is, so I kind of almost strayed away from Islam, which is bad. Allah forgive me, it's bad. But I think Allah knows, I hope Allah knows, and, you know, inshallah, my intentions were always good and pure. And I strayed away, and then I just started to get really depressed and down and not really knowing who I was anymore or what I was doing, and I felt lost. Obviously, I just felt empty, which is what happens when you don't put your trust in Allah. And I started to get more and more lost, more and more into the deep. And one night I just laid in bed and started praying again, and I said to Allah, please just give me a sign. If it's all as it is and what I believe it is, if you can help me get back to Islam, please just give me a sign. And in true Allah style, I got my sign the very next day. So I know people say that you might, because you're looking for a sign, then you get it. But I don't believe that's true, because nothing just happens like that. So the next day I was having a manicure. I have bad nails, and I bite my nails a lot. So I had a manicure, and this lady, I'd never been to her before. She's not my normal lady that I get a manicure with. I found her online and I went to her house, and it's in the UK, it's Christmas. and most houses have decorations up, or at least cards on the windowsill. And I went to this lady's house for a manicure, and I got to her house and I thought, there's no Christmas tree, there's not even a card on the shelf, which is kind of strange, I'd say, especially like where I live. I don't live in a Muslim area. I live in a very white British area at the moment, and I stick out like a sore thumb, but that's a whole other thing we'll talk about. But I don't mind, because I love Allah, and that's all that matters, is the relationship between me and Allah. But yeah, so sorry, I'm laughing because I wrote some poetry about this, and it just makes me giggle because when I said before, when I was being abused, people used to shout to me that I'm a jihadi, and I was like, I don't think you really know what that means. But anyway, so anyway, by and by, I went to this lady's house, and I said to her, just out of curiosity, I said, because I thought she might be Muslim. I said, well, you don't have a Christmas tree or anything? She was like, oh, no, we don't celebrate Christmas. I was like, okay, some people just don't celebrate Christmas because it is a satanic festival. Well, it's pagan for sure. In my knowledge, I'm just saying what I believe it is. I might be wrong. Correct me if I am. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, oh, because I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know that much about Jehovah and Jehovah's Witnesses and what they stand for. And as a Muslim, we're taught to gain knowledge. So I know a lot about Christianity, of course, and I know about the story of Jesus, and from a Christian's point of view, and I know about Catholics, I know about Jews. I've done lots of work around that. I don't really know that much about Jehovah. So she started telling me, I asked her, I said, can you tell me what it is to be a Jehovah? And she started telling me, and the more she was telling me, the more all I could sit there and think was, I am a Muslim. I am a Muslim, because everything you're saying doesn't make sense and it's contradicting. You know, I didn't have an argument with her. Obviously not ever. I wouldn't do that. But I was just nodding and agreeing and, you know, just listening. And you know, I asked her, so where does the Prophet Muhammad come into this? She's like, oh, I don't really know. She didn't really know. Anyway, she was a lovely girl, very, very sweet. Certainly don't have any bad vibes from her. But it just made me realise, sorry, there's a crack of... Well, I'm not sorry because it's beautiful, the sun's out. But it's just right, I'm trying to stay out of the crack of sun. But thank you, Allah, for the sun. It's beautiful. So, mashallah, I was given the sign. It made me re-evaluate who I was and my Islamic beliefs. And so I needed that. I needed the kick up the bottom, basically, to say, well, you're definitely not a Jehovah. So inshallah, I'm here. I'm loving, regaining the happiness and the strength that I need. I've been through my test. I feel I've come out stronger. And we're always getting tested. It might not even have been a test, as you know. It might not have been, but I feel it probably was. So, yeah, and... I dream a lot. I have dreams, and I believe that Allah has given me signs in my dreams. And I used to have this dream that I was walking down this street. It's a street in town, and I always walk down this street, and then I'd go into a building, and I'd never know where I was. There was always people in there. It wasn't a nightclub or like a shop, but I was just always in there, and then I never really knew why I was in there. And I was in bed the other night, and I was thinking about this reoccurring dream. I think I've had it like 3 or 4 times. And the penny dropped for me last night. I realised where I was. I was at the centre, going into the centre in town that I don't even think existed when I first started having this dream. And it's essentially the mosque, but it's called the City Retreat. And it's open for all. Anyone can go there. You don't have to be Muslim. And that's where I was going. And the penny just dropped last night that's the building I was going to on Churchgate, which was the street I always used to walk down in this dream. And it's just, oh, mashallah. God is so great, you know. I don't know how more to explain it. So they were my signs. That was all I needed. Now I'm fully wearing hijab again, and I just didn't go out to wear hijab, so it wasn't that I wasn't wearing hijab. I think I went into town once without it on, and I felt naked. I'll do a video on inshallah, I'll do a video on when I first became Islam and how I got to that. I'll do a video on wearing hijab. I'll do a video on telling my family, because they're not religious, they're certainly not Muslim. They are, we're all Muslim, but I mean they're not reverts to Islam. So I'll do a video on those three things for sure. Here in the UK it's about to be Christmas, so I should have more time to do video, because yeah, and I'll talk about how I've had to change a lot of things in my life to fit with Islam, and to do, obviously that's what I want to do, and what we will to do, what we have to do, sorry, is to obey Allah, and that's what I do, and I totally sacrifice and give myself to Allah in any way. But it's not easy. Like, you can't just wake up one morning and be like, well, you can, I'm Muslim, and drop everything, but it is it's a progression of things. Like, I don't drink, smoke, all those things, but it's a progression. You know, it's culture and things you're used to doing, and you know, it all takes time. And at the beginning of my journey, I didn't realise that. I thought you just drop it all and that's it, don't talk to no one, just become Muslim, keep your head down, do what you... It's nonsense. You can't do that, because that's not the world we're living in, and you know, you just have to live by Allah and keep asking for strength and do your prayers. And you know, it's not easy learning to pray. I'll do a video about that as well. You know, learning to pray 5 times a day, it's not easy when you've never done it. And it's just about having a pure intention to do it and learn. As long as you can do that, like you're halfway there. You're halfway there to pleasing Allah, and that's all that matters in Islam. So I'll do a video about that, because I do feel like some reverts, especially white female reverts, that might come from a similar background to me. You don't have to be white, but you know, similar background, a British UK born girl or brother or sister. It's difficult, because we have a lot of culturally explicit things here that make it, I think, make it more of a test for us in a way. So I'll talk about some of those things in another video. So I'll upload some videos. So I just wanted to say I'm sorry, you know, if you thought I just left. That was the reason I just left, and I'm back now, mashallah. And just subscribe, and you can follow me on Facebook. Syra Samantha is my name on Facebook. That's my Islamic name, Syra. Oh, there's a story about that as well, so maybe I might put that story up too. There'll be lots to tell. So if you're thinking of reverting, or you are a recent revert, just reach out to me, put a comment anywhere in the world. I'm happy to talk, inshallah. And just have a wonderful day. If you have sunshine, like we do, enjoy that. Get out in the sun, and just be safe and trust in Allah. Okay then. So salam. Bye.